Okay. It would help if I turn my mic on. All right, let me start over here. All right, so we have a tornado warning for the Richardson area. They have a little bit of a tight circulation here. This embedded supercell is kind of ramped up a little bit, so the circulation is now tightened up a little bit. And sorry, everybody, about the sound. I did not have the microphone on, so I apologize about that. Hopefully, you can hear me now. But again, we have a little bit of a tightening of a rotation right here, and so if we put that in motion, you can kind of see northeast is the motion. So you do see, you can kind of see it was a broad rotation before, and now it's tightened up a little bit. And I'm going to pause for a second. So can everyone hear me? Someone will type in something in the chat. Okay, Elizabeth, I saw you. Okay, thank you. We can hear you. Okay, great. All right, so hopefully everybody can hear me. But if I get a couple more confirmations, let me know. So let's put the reflectivity mode on here. And so again, this is not your classic classic supercell tornado type situation. I mean, it's supercell, but it's rain wrapped, it's cloudy, it's not that classic springtime thing. So that's why these tend to be more dangerous in the sense that they can kind of sneak up on you, but hopefully they're not going to sneak up on you, because that's why I'm here. So I haven't seen anything about confirmation on the ground or anything, so that's good. And these tend to ramp up. So we'll put the velocity back on there. So you're still seeing, it's not a terribly strong rotation, but it's a rotation enough. So that's why the National Weather Service issued the tornado warning. Let's put this in motion again here and see. I don't think we've had some update, or I don't know if we've had any radar scan updates, but we'll see here in just a second. And let's see. All right, here we go. Let's see if we got anything, because you see that tightening up. Okay, we don't have another scan yet, but we'll hopefully get one in just a second. So again, let's look at the particulars here on the tornado warning. Okay, it's still radar indicated. At the time they issued the warning, it was near University Park, but it's moved northeast. So I would say within the next 5 minutes or less, I would say. There's the next scan right there. Again, if you live in Richardson, if you know anybody that lives in Richardson, if you live along the US 75 corridor, need to be in shelter. Christy, where is this? Okay, so again, the circulation right now is right at 635 and 75, the high five. Christy, if your daughter lives in Richardson, I don't know what part, but it really doesn't matter. Just have her take shelter. Again, I haven't seen any confirmations on the ground of a tornado, but it really doesn't matter, because even if there was, you couldn't see it because it's most likely rain wrapped. So that's why it's just best. And I know the red, I'm going to actually put the reflectivity back on here, and that way we can kind of get a better idea about the tornado warning polygon. So again, you can see anywhere within that red polygon, you need to be in shelter. So I would say again, if you live in anywhere along 75 in the Richardson area, and I would say too, if we expand this out just a little bit here, I would say, now again, it doesn't seem to be a terribly strong rotation, but right now that doesn't really matter. You just want to play it safe and take shelter. But I would just say, if you live in Plano, even up in Allen, that's a little far, getting a little further away. But if you live up in that area, then just watch this. There's no reason to panic or anything like that. It's just, if you live up in that area, just watch this storm, because it's headed in your general direction. And probably about 30 minutes ago, I was looking at this storm, and I thought, I don't know if I like the looks of this, and unfortunately it kind of came true. All right, so let's see. I live on the border between Richardson and Garland. This is part of the effective area. Um, yeah, you're pretty close. If you live on the border between Richardson and Garland, the polygon kind of extends into the west part of Garland. I would say the polygon, the northern extent of the polygon, is just south of George Bush Turnpike. So if you think about the George Bush Turnpike, where 75 and the George Bush Turnpike crosses each other, that area is not technically within the tornado warning area, but it's pretty doggone close. So again, if you're up in that area, you definitely need to watch this storm very, very closely. Now, for people that live in Saxe, most of Garland, Murphy, Wiley, Rowlett, doesn't seem like this storm is going to head our way, but strange things can happen. So we definitely want to watch it closely as well. All right, so we had another radar scan update. So let's get back over here and look at that. See what we got. Okay, well that's actually good news. Let me see. The rotation is not as strong as it was just a few minutes ago, so that's good. But if it continues this trend, I would imagine the Weather Service would not extend the warning, and if this trend continues, they might even cancel the warning. So I would definitely, let's hope that trend continues. So let's put the reflectivity back on and see what we got here. So again, as I talked about before, very heavy rain with this supercell. So again, it's not something that you're going to be able to look out your window and I'm looking at some other sources here. I haven't seen anything to where, excuse me, we haven't, I'm just looking here. I haven't seen any reports of a tornado on the ground or anything, but let's see. Just want to make sure. Let's see. No. Now, again, sometimes these reports take a little while to come in, so that doesn't mean that there wasn't, or maybe wasn't, anything on the ground at one time. For all we know, could be one on the ground now. I'm not saying there is, but the point is we just don't know. So that's why, because of the type of situation we have with the supercell and potentially, I should say, rain wrap tornado, then that's where you just can't take any chances. You just got to be in shelter and wait till the storm passes. So, all right. So let's put the let's put the velocity back on. See what we got. Well, again, you see some. Yeah, there might be. It's pretty. Well, I mean, any rotation's not great, but you might see some rotation, weak rotation right there. That's probably why they haven't discontinued the warning. I think what the sign we would want to look at is, do they extend the tornado warning into Collin County? If the Weather Service doesn't do that, then that's a good sign, because that means that they don't think much of the storm from a rotation tornado standpoint. But we shall see, because at this point the rotation's getting, at least what's potentially left of it, is heading up to the border of Collin County. So that's something that we definitely want to watch out for, because if they're going to do something, then they would do it pretty quickly, I would think. All right, so I'm going to check something here real quick. Let's see. Okay, they haven't done anything yet with it, so we'll just have to wait here and see. All right, so let's look at a couple other radar products while we're waiting. But again, as I said, if you're south, if you know someone that lives in Richardson that's really, I would say, south of Spring Valley, south of Beltline, things like that, they're probably okay right now with at least that circulation. And so they're probably all clear in that regard. But again, I would say if you're anywhere along 75 in Richardson, or really in Richardson, if you're anywhere along Beltline Road, north of that, then you definitely want to keep keeping your shelter. Okay, so let me catch some of these questions here. All right, so okay, so let me address this first. So people that are watching me from Saxe, Wiley, no, you're not going to hear any tornado warnings, tornado sirens now. Because it's just not expected to head into our area. Now, again, I would say that that could change, but right now, Saxe is not within the polygon, so we're okay. So no reason to get too excited or anything. However, as I've always said, the polygon is fairly close, so yeah, definitely just want to keep an eye on it. Because again, this is one of those situations to where, we don't, like I said, there's not a lot of lightning with this storm. There's a couple of lightning strikes. There's really no hail with this storm at all. I mean, I haven't seen any hail reports. So it's just not that classic situation. So that's why it could sneak up on you. So, but the good news is right now is that there's not a strong rotation signature on the radar. So that's good. So that's what we want to keep. And the fact that where the rotation was, they have not extended the tornado warning into Collin County. And that's good. So I'm just checking here if I have any updates on that. I don't think I do, but let me double check here. Nope, not yet. So, but they will have to make a decision here pretty quickly because the what's left of that rotation is going to cross over into Collin County. Okay, so let me check your questions here real quick. Okay, so as it's about 2:25, so as a reset, the National Weather Service about 15 minutes ago issued a tornado warning for parts of Dallas County, mainly the Richardson area, west side of Garland, for a radar indicated tornado. And so if you're not familiar with that terminology, a radar indicated tornado doesn't mean a tornado's on the ground. It just means that there's strong enough circulation where there could be. And on a day like today, it would be really hard to see. So they're always going to be extra cautious about that. So it doesn't mean one's on the ground, but if you're within that polygon, you would want to take shelter, obviously. Okay, so like I just said, reading some of the comments, it has not touched down. I don't know that it ever did, to be honest. No indication on wind speeds. Yeah, Dayton. Yeah, good. Let your mom know she is within the polygon. So, Elizabeth Murdoch. I'm in Fort Worth. What's the best time to drive home? Well, actually, I'm going to talk about this in just a second. Assuming they cancel this tornado warning. Probably not too bad. We'll check the radar here in a minute, but you could probably start heading this way, to be honest with you. Sarah Jordan, no, if you're in Saxe, don't need to take shelter, and we are fine. No need there. That's why I'm broadcasting, because I'm not. We're not in a polygon, and that would address Leslie Williams' comment too. But yeah, if you do hear, as Ms. Fisher said, if you do hear sirens, yeah, take shelter. There's no doubt about that. So again, if you look at the current radar scan for velocity, don't really see a very strong rotation signature at all. So that's really good news. All right, so let's see. Yes, Beth, you're probably hearing Richardson sirens. I almost for sure that's what you're hearing. You're not hearing Saxe sirens. Campbell and Coit, no, we're really east of there, Elijah, so no worries there. Yeah, again, for the people that are in my neck of the woods, if you're hearing the sirens, they're probably Richardson sirens, I would guess. Grand Prairie, Arlington, safe? Yes, right now it is, so that's good. Yes, Elizabeth, Richardson are super close to Saxe. Yeah, way too close, actually. So, okay, well, the good news is the National Weather Service just discontinued the tornado warning. So that's good. So we have an all clear there. So, again, the tornado warning has been canceled, which is I wasn't shocked at all because it just wasn't looking that impressive on the velocity scan anymore. All right, so this is what's left of that storm. Now, again, it's a very prolific rain producer, so that's there's no doubt about that. So definitely some flash flooding going on. Lori, I wanted to nap. Yeah, I did too, but that just didn't work out. That's the way it goes in spring sometimes. Okay, so Christy, you're welcome. I hope hopefully everything's okay with your daughter. I think that's it looks like it. Hopefully it is based on what I haven't heard anything. Yeah, if you're in a yeah, but that's a good question. The football player on YouTube. If you are in an apartment and you're not on the ground floor, then yeah, you need to get to the ground floor. That's why I always say when I lived in an apartment, you always wanted to get to know your downstairs neighbor if you didn't, because there may be a time to where you may need to seek shelter on the first floor. All right, so I'm just reading through the comments, and so I guess the best way to sum everything up is that we have an all clear for the tornado warning. Tornado warning has been canceled. So again, tornado warning is canceled. So it's the immediate danger has passed. So with that, let me talk about the bigger picture for the rest of the afternoon. So first and foremost, let's expand this radar out a little bit. And as you can see, and we'll put this in motion, once this wave moves through, then we'll probably get a break, probably starting like at around, it depends on where you are, but pretty much anywhere east of 75 or US 75, you'll probably get a break. However, as you can see right above my picture there is we do see some redevelopment west of Dallas-Fort Worth, and I think that's again we'll see some of that come on through in the later afternoon hours. So as I said this morning, this is just the beginning of our active weather week, and boy, what a way to start it off, huh? It's not the way I wanted to start it off, that's for sure. So, but again, you can see the bigger picture is that this first rain shield will move away, and then the second we'll have some redevelopment out to the west. So that's what you're starting to see right now. Okay, so with that, I'm going to stop this for a second. All right, so I am going to I want you to see the satellite picture here, and to kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about. So you can see this massive cloud shield that's right above us, but you see this clearing area west of us. So I think, I wouldn't be shocked that you see, we might see, it's not going to clear off, but you might see some peaks of sun. Just depends. I wouldn't really count on that, but we could. But that's the thing, because you see a lot of cumulus development, and you are west of that, and so you get that warm air, the sun heating the atmosphere, and then you're going to see some redevelopment, which you already saw on radar there in just a second. All right, so let's kind of summarize graphically what we have to look forward to this coming week. So first and foremost, we have Flash Flood Watch. That's in effect right now until 7 a.m. Wednesday. You will definitely, if it continues like this, it will definitely be continued past that. So Flash Flood Watch, that's pretty obvious, especially after today. And of course, as far as the active weather pattern we have right now, of course, the heaviest rainfall is in our area, the I-35 corridor. So that's definitely the case. I kind of hinted at this in my verbal update, in my post this morning, that we may have a complex of storms from the Panhandle kind of come our way first thing tomorrow morning. Right now, it's looking like it would be, north of Interstate 20, but again, it's not expected to be anything horrible, but just something else to watch for. Okay, so let's see. Let's hit the right button here. All right, so rainfall forecast, 4 to 6 inches, anywhere really Fort Worth and east, and if you get up into the Sherman area, 6 to 8 inches. Now it's forecast. Now it's obviously rainfall is variable. There's no doubt about that. I think, I don't know if I could check mine real quick, because just today I have gotten, I'll tell you, how much rain I got. Yeah, I've already got almost an inch and a quarter rain just really since lunchtime. So 4 to 6 is not looking like it's a stretch, that's for sure. Okay, so kind of getting back to the severe weather possibilities. Unfortunately, we've already seen some of that. And to kind of put to bed the tornado warning we had, I haven't heard any reports of damage or anything like that. Like I said, I don't even know if it touched down, and hopefully it didn't. Hopefully it was just all aloft, as we say, in the air, and it was just all about nothing. So let's hope that's the case. Okay, so as far as going the next 24 hours, we are in a marginal risk of seeing severe weather, and that's category 1 out of 5. But as you just saw, yeah, that's probably well founded because we had a tornado warning. Most of the heavier severe weather will be out in West Texas with a slight risk area. And but this is interesting though, because this is the tornado probability, and you have a 2%, and typically you only see that within slight risk areas, and but they did extend it down here into the marginal risk, and I think again you just saw why, because there's enough spin in the atmosphere to cause some tornadoes, so or potential for tornadoes. Not that we had a tornado. The damaging wind threshold 5%. Again, very common with marginal risk categories. And then the hail threat way out in West Texas in the Panhandle. So again, this is not a situation to where the hail would be a big deal with these storms, because it's not. Now, that's not to say it couldn't be that way later in the week, but definitely not today. And then this is tomorrow's severe weather forecast. And again, right now we're in the marginal risk, and they're expecting a potential tornado. I hate to use the word outbreak, but out in the Panhandle. So just something that they'll be watching tomorrow. Not for us, but they'll be watching that tomorrow. Okay, so before we wrap things up, let's go back to the radar here. And let's see this. Let's before we do that, let's again. I would say, just watching this development out here. Nothing crazy, but it's just something that's they're all moving this way. So just something we want to watch out for, that's for sure. So let's put this in motion one more time. So again, if you're in Dallas County, Cullen County, a lot of heavy rain, especially in the Richardson area just east of 75. As a matter of fact, we'll zoom in on that here. Let's do one more zoom here. That's still too much. Okay, and we'll actually stop it. So the heaviest of the rain is about to exit Dallas County, moving to Cullen County. So again, right where we had the tornado warning, the very heavy rain, I think probably more than 2 inches an hour there. And again, for reference, there's Saxby and all the good stuff around Saxby. Okay, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Just be on the alert. I don't think, quite frankly, I don't know that we'll have much more of this, but we'll have to watch the storms out to the west. And if they start misbehaving like the storms here, I'll be right back here to tell you all about it. As always, I'm watching the weather so you don't have to. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that everyone is safe and had no damage, especially out in the Richardson area. And like I said, I'll be watching it, and hopefully we can go back to our naps and have a peaceful Sunday afternoon. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and we'll talk to you soon.